Hello and welcome. That was a good start, wasn't it? Hello and welcome to Moogle Go Around Radio. It's okay. I'll edit all that out at the start. It's fine. Nobody will know. Nobody will know there was dead silence for a little bit while I remembered I had a Google document to open. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to Moogle Go Around Radio. I'm your host Chili as we talk about stuff. Also, I've got intros completely mixed up, but still, hey Paul.
doesn't even want to intro me. It's just like we'll get there eventually.
Why do I? You've been here for 117 episodes. I think people know who you are by now. A little bit. Just
I
a little
mean, they
bit.
would, but they get us mixed up every time on streams. Like I'm you, you're me.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I
Who
found
knows?
our first episode recently.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's been 5 years, Paul. From 12 days, it's been 5 years since we started. You've been putting up with me for 5 years.
I mean, I could go like heads and tails right there. You've been putting up with me for 5 years.
Uh, but enough about us. To be honest, today we have enough talking about ourselves all the time. Um, we have a wonderful guest on this week. That I've been looking forward to having on. We've been talking about it in the past on Twitter, I think, if I'm rightly. And then Susan forward it to us. I'd like to welcome in Showru Live. Please turn up in front.
Close. I
Showru
think.
Live.
Is it rye? It's rye like the bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a disabled gamer, which is
Yeah.
awesome. So he is using text to speech, and so it's gonna be great.
Howdy.
Hello. But yeah, we wanted him on for a while now because he is an excellent gamer. He's been playing Monster Hunter Rise over on his Twitch channel. Go give him a follow on Showru Live. Showry Live. I don't know why I keep saying it wrong. I'm sorry. But we've asked him to be on this week, and I want to ask, what have you been up to this week?
Even though this past Sunday was Easter, I've been quite busy. I got a brand new fight stick, the Cross Up, from Hitbox. Getting acclimated to it has been an adventure, to say the least. I've also been playing a lot of Monster Hunter Rise, which is a game I was on the fence about, due to my less than great experiences with Monster Hunter World. However, I tried my friend's copy and successfully completed 2 hunts by myself, so I bought the game.
That's awesome. I tried Monster Hunter World and I sucked at it, and so although I like the look of Rise, and I've been like dropping into a lot of people's streams, like Tasty Peach, she's been streaming Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Rise occasionally, but I think it's a game where I'm going to watch rather than play. Paul, have you tried Monster Hunter at all?
I'm actually getting forced to play it this Friday, okay, tomorrow, because my sister is buying it for me because she's a big Monster Hunter fan. So yeah, she's kind of buying it for me.
No, being forced to play a video game.
I know. I played a bit of the beta of Worlds. Beta was obviously the beta had like just a trial fun. I was like, yeah, never bought it, but I watched my sister play it a lot, and so now I'm going to be playing Rise tomorrow. Rise is weird. It looks cool because you get the doggo. That's all I care about. It's just a doggo.
Yeah.
Get a pet doggo.
One of my streamers I watch, Robbie Landis, he named one of the doggos after me, so I'm happy. That's enough for me.
So truly, you were playing the game.
Yeah, I've won the game already. But recently, there was a.
Recently, there was a.
I just want to see if he wants to add anything. Okay. Recently, there was a live layer with some patch 5.5 stuff. I don't know. I don't want to cover all of the details because by the time this goes live, the patch will pretty much be already out. But I would like to know any impressions and thoughts show Rye Live has for the patch for the trailer.
I have a few.
Uh,
I really need to get back into Bosnia. I stopped after the initial release. It was a lot of fun, but I have never been big on fates, especially alone.
yeah, Paul recently stepped into Boja, and I've been doing a bit of Boja myself. I really enjoy Castrum.
I hate fates. I'm with it. I just dislike fates. Back when Realm Reborn, I was getting those animas, and that just turned out with me. I was like, nah. Even when I was
Just
doing my first rec for Heaven's Ward, I was like, no, nah, I hate it. I just hate it. Why?
Me too.
see, I don't mind them, but that's because I don't know. When I played, I still remember one of the ways the best level was Northern Fanalan, and you actually had to fail the fate to get the best XP for some reason. Because when you failed the fate, there was another fate that spawned that gave more XP than the first fate. So you would go there just to fail that fate, so it would trigger the next fate. Okay.
There's some logic there.
Yeah, welcome to Square Enix. We had fates that failed for some reason that gave you better XP. But no, I don't mind Boja. I had a lot of fun. Um, as I said, I've done the Castrum or the Clit, as She Heals Tank likes to call it. And I've done DR. I am looking forward to trying DR Savage once it's been. Well, it's not getting nerfed, but we're getting stronger, so it's getting nerfed. Yeah, it's like we're out leveling it. Is there anything you want to talk about Boja or Paul?
Boja, obviously, I haven't really properly got into it. Like, I've only just started. I would like to obviously do, the Clear Calstrom, DR probably, because I watched Mione stream it and I thought, it does look pretty cool. Would I like to try Savage? I'd like to see more harder Savage content for like 24 mans and all that. Don't get me wrong, I like to see that, but I can't really give like my advice because I haven't really done it. I did it Monday and I'm like, what is this? Why am I doing this? And oh look, there is a giant red chocobo trying to kill me. That's all I know.
Tip for that chocobo, by the way, reflect works.
Oh.
So, yeah. I stand in the middle and laugh as everyone dies because they stand in the middle with me and think that they're safe, then realize that I have reflect and they do not.
Murderer Chili. It's always here.
What can I say? I'm a Lalafell at heart.
You are a Lalafell. You're a Lalafell real life. You're a Lalafell in game.
Well, with patch 5.5, we're getting the conclusion of Nier. Show Rye Live. Have you got any thoughts on the Nier raid? And, the stuff that's tied with it, like the weapon, because we've got the weapon stuff as well.
The Nier raid looks phenomenal. Automata is seared into my memory, so seeing the stairs, platforms and the tower itself gave me chills.
It does look good. I have to admit, it does look. I didn't play Nier. I think I watched someone playing Nier. I can't remember who I watched playing
Vegan
Nier.
Pete, probably, because that's who
I
I
think
watched.
I think it was Vegan Pete, but like I've never been good at like bullet hell games. I played it like once and I'm just like dead.
I'm not bad, but I was playing on xCloud because I'm cheap and didn't want to buy it, and it was on Game Pass on Xbox. Now it's on Game Pass on PC. I might give it a try again. So rather than, because it was not fun with the lag of the cloud gaming.
Do it.
Yeah, I might. It'll have to be on the back burner until, because patches next week, and I'm crazy, but I'm really thinking about going for my Fisher Relic. I don't know why. I hate myself.
Why did you not like endure what the hell Ishgard was, or why would you want to do more fishing after that hell?
Because we got our best viewers when I was in hell.
It's all about those clicks, you know. It's all about those clicks.
It really is. So, but no, we've also got. But yeah, I haven't really tried Nier, and I am looking forward to the new 20 because I didn't really like. Because I never played Tactics, and I didn't like 12. The last 24-man raid wasn't that interesting to me. The only last. I liked the Void Ark stuff. That was good. And as much as I've played the Crystal Tower a lot, I still like the Crystal Tower raids a lot. So, and Nier raid, it's been good, in my opinion, and I'm looking forward to the third one.
Big giant woman try to kill us. That's what I saw from the trailer. I think that's near. If that's to do with FF, then I'm gonna be really confused on why there's a giant woman. Or is she a child?
I don't know. It's scary.
It is very scary. Like I did like the dolls in that one dungeon. Yeah, like they creep me out. But it does look cool.
That's from Nier.
That's so. I feel like I'm gonna have nightmares. Like after I do that boss, I'm just gonna have nightmares for the rest of the night. But yeah, I think that's one thing I can't wait for. But other than the story, like I'm in a backpedal of like I haven't even finished the story from the last patch. You know, I unlocked it just for expert because I wanted to grind out tones for raid. I never actually finished it. Might finish it Monday or this weekend when I actually do play FF. But other than that, I do like the look of it. I'm probably gonna do it like I don't know, maybe day one, maybe.
Nice.
So
No, I did day one. Well, I'd recommend doing it day one because you could get your upgrades.
yeah, the upgrades is cool, but then
Yeah.
I do also like where everyone fails and fails and fails. Cause that's the best part about playing like new
Yeah.
stuff. Do you want to learn with people, randoms, your friends?
That's
So
true.
that's why I'm probably gonna do day one. Other than that, like, I couldn't care about the upgrades. It's good, and like the gear probably is really cool because I've seen some of the gear that kind of looks pretty cool. See my character in that. Other than that, $4, yeah.
Ah, yes. But no, we also have a new trial, the final fight of the weapon series. We've got Diamond Weapon on the way, which looked awesome. Show Live, you want to Diamond Weapon?
When I saw the G-Warrior back, and in the carrier/platform thing, the first thing that popped into my head was that it looks like the RX-78 GPO-3 Gundam Dendrobium, from Mobile Suit Gundam 0083, Stardust Memory. Plus, Yoshi P, and the late Mighty Houdin, the actual father of Light Blog, is known to be a Gundam nerd. In addition to a certain shot in patch 5.3, the Sage's new liths function the same way as the RX-93 new Gundam's fin funnels, of which Yoshi P bought Mighty a model. Can I just say, I find it absolutely hilarious that Diamond Weapon straight up kicks that one missile away. I'm not sure if Von Daniel made his own primals, or if Lunar Bahamut tempered them, but when I first saw Lunar Odin, let's call him, I actually forgot we did fight Odin in a trial before. I'm so used to just the fate.
It's true. We haven't seen Odin in like ages from the Fate and like the trial. I just now I was like, oh yeah, we did get him in a trial. I did it like once and never did it again. Yeah, that is. And now Lunar Odin. Let's go. I think that'd be cool, Lunar. I think
Oh
that'd be
yeah,
cool.
the Luna Odin, the Luna Ravana, and Ludin Ifrit. The only problem with Odin, especially with the trial, gives me flashbacks of because I went to the first UK fan fest where Odin was like playable as like a trial, and that's where I got to meet my boss in real life for like the first time because I work online, and he was just walking around pointing at everything, going what it was, while also in a suit at FanFest, confused at what anything was at all, including who Yoshi P was, who he said he was talking to before meeting up with me. I'm like, really? You what? Oh. You turn up in FanFest in a suit and tie. You ask what a chocobo is. You point at Odin, confused at what that is, and then you go, "Oh yeah, Yoshi P. I remember talking to him." Well, you know, not talking to, but talking to the translator, talking to him. But still, ah,
I always thought we would see more Odin because of the like the art style of Shadowbringers, and obviously you saw the horse, and
yeah.
obviously I thought, oh yeah, you know, we're going to see more Odin in this expansion, but no, I saw none. I saw none of Odin. I was like, huh, that's kind of sad, but I kind of want to do the Odin trial now. Hmm. But other than that, I don't really do diamond weapons or like I haven't even really done many of the trials. I think the only time I've done them is with obviously Vegan Pete's group, which is NA. I haven't even touched on EU. I think I did like normal, and that's it, just to progress through the story. The story is quite tragic. Like I do get a sense of like, you know, better story than, you know, Shadowbringers, not Shadowbringers, Stormblood, because Stormblood I just didn't enjoy that story, other than like, you know, the Dorma storyline. But I don't know, it just felt like I had more. You know, we hated the Black Wolf, or you know, we absolutely hated him. He, you know, such devastation was not my intent. You know, okay, blow up half the continent. But obviously, seeing that he cared for children, you kind of see a soft side of him. And you're like, oh, now they're just infused and now trying to kill him. I was like,
I do think it wasn't his intent. I know we joke about it, but I really feel like he wanted weapon as a, you know how we got nukes as deterrent so people don't attack. I don't
yeah,
think he ever wanted to actually use the weapon. It was just like, look at my weapon. Fear it. Now give up.
yeah, it's like a defense mechanism,
Yeah.
basically.
Then he
And
forgot that he had Asians.
never trust Asians. Never trust them.
If a guy in a smoky cloak turns up next to you and tries to whisper good things in your ear, perhaps don't listen to it.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't put. Well, depends. Like, am I a bad guy? Do I want power? Then maybe I listen to him. But you're only going to get
Yeah.
used by it.
Even then, if a guy in an evil-looking cloak appears out of nowhere and only you can see him, and he is talking in your ear, and he has a glowing red mask, maybe there's something suspicious about this person.
Maybe therapy is where I need to be. Maybe I do need to go to that lovely, big, fluffy White House to get in there.
But yeah, I wonder which one's going to be. One of them's got to be a trial, right? I know that means we'd have two trials, but I guess they'll be split between the two. Because I don't
Well,
think
I
we'll
think,
get both part. Because remember, it's part one and part two. This.
yeah. Well, we've already seen like they did show off the dragon, and it does look very diamondy. So I think
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be a diamond's going to be the trial,
Yeah,
and then we're
Diamond's the
going to have
trial.
then we're going to have a I'm guessing a solo instance again. So
Um,
who knows?
but yeah,
Solo instance.
you're talking about the the Gundam things earlier with G Warrior, but it does remind me a lot like the Sage because the Sage kind of looks Gundamish. Um, so yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like the Sage was also a love letter in a way. Would you say that's the word? I don't know. Like, uh, something to celebrate his friend's
Probably.
passing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
maybe the next melee is just full Gundam. It's just giant fists, you know. Or they go change monk where they just have giant mecha fists. Or
and
go get a big upgrade.
and our only 4 new moves are 5 new mecha tackles.
Yeah, you know, we're just gonna get Gundamified. That's the new area they're taking it in, ending the Zodiac and Heidelin, and then now we're going to be a part of Gundam. We're going to become the new Fantasy Star Online. There we go.
So this was the Fantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis that we've been talking about. It's been Final Fantasy 14 all along. A Genesis reborn. Um. Anyway, let's get back on topic. Yeah, we should really talk about the live let stuff, but really everyone's covered it. And by the time this go live, well, it's live now on Twitch. You can listen to us live. We're talking about it, but the actual recording won't go live till next week. And by the time it comes live, the patch will be out. So you'd already played the content, probably, maybe, except for story, of course. Even we're not going to talk about story till next month because it's kind of an unwritten rule for podcasters that we don't talk about story for at least, would you say, about 2 weeks after the.
About 2 weeks.
And we record the week after, so that would mean another 2 weeks for us. So don't expect any story spoilers until May from us. But, but I don't know about Paul, but I've had a bit of burnout recently. I love the game, but there's been a lot of content where I've just been felt dry. I've just been raiding, really. I also blame Diadem.
I blame Diadem. But
I mean,
I just blame myself. I don't know. My burnout is more. It's more the lines that I do enjoy the game. It's just that I'm finding trying to find a class that I haven't already played too much of, and then it's become more like a class burnout where I want to play another class, learn another class, and raid with that class. But I don't want to change my entire raid team and be like, okay, someone needs to go tank, someone needs to go this, someone needs to go that.
I mean, we've all said it. We'd swap.
Yeah, but I'd feel bad for doing it, but but I have found classes right now what I have been kind of enjoying, like Samurai and Black Mage. 2 totally different classes, but both are chaotic nukes. One's got honor, one's got death and destruction.
Yeah.
It kind of works hand in hand, and I have been enjoying them. And obviously, I've been playing a buttload of WoW. I've done what I accomplished on WoW today, which I killed, heroic sire. So now I feel less burnt out now. Like I want to come and play Final Fantasy for a bit, either raid or do the story because I still haven't kind of like that. But it feels weird.
For me, after fishing for 15 hours a day for 9 days in a row, the game, all I can see is fishing and hearing the sound of fish when I play the game. Even when we raid, we're fishing in my head. North, east, west, vibrate twice for a big fish, vibrate once for a small fish. But I would like to hear Show Rai Live's thoughts on this, on Burnout.
Up until the pandemic hit, I didn't really experience burnout, even though I've been playing since 2.0 myself. Although, I did attempt to take some time off on a couple occasions to play and stream other games. That being said, 14 always pulled me back. Over the last year or so, however, I've really struggled with burnout. I still love the game, but right now, the drive just isn't there.
Yeah,
And I
Uh,
think that's fine.
yeah. It's like we're in a lull when it comes to actual content in the game. Like there is not much to do other than raid or, or like I don't know. I don't know what other people do because obviously all I do is raid because that's what I personally love in a game. I know a lot of people have been like screenshots, our peers, they can make their own content. I guess they haven't really felt the burnout. Like they've been enjoying doing like their own stuff, like the creative teams over in I think it's Stezzalurium. I I'm bad at names, but Stellazo, who I miss their recent stuff. That they basically created a theater in game where you can sit there and they act out in game. It's great. That's what the RP and the creative people do in this game. Where other people they're grinding out relics like mad people like Mione. He's been doing that. Don't know how he's doing it. I can't do that many fates or that many 24 mans, but here's to him, I guess. And other people have just like left the game completely and just waiting for like all the ultimate raiders, like they've left to go play other games. They don't actually come on the game as much as they do. Maybe they want to get their weeklies out of the way with, and that's it. And obviously we've got the other people who just come on to raid because they still want to prog. They're still trying to get on their fights that they want to finish E12S before the expansion comes out. I think everyone does. Everyone wants to get their cool shiny mount, and everybody wants it. Everyone wants the cool glam, and having this patch coming up it gives us something to do. New 24-man, new dungeon. Is there a new dungeon?
Oh yes, there is new dungeon.
Okay, it's like, wait a minute, am I a bad podcast that I didn't know that?
It's Zan. No, I can't remember what it's called now. I'll have to go check it out. They've got a special site with all the information. So
It's like
Lunar buses.
lunar buses.
No, I don't want the Mogtober event Square Enix website. I've got enough of those. No, I've been doing PvP for that actually. That's been pretty good for that.
Speaking about PvP, they're beginning with like cheaters now with like party stuff.
Yeah.
And seeing that over.
Spoilers,
Twitter.
everyone. We're gonna have PvP people on in 2 weeks. Zad or no, is that it? Or is that Boja?
Run.
That's Boja.
Run.
By the way, I am looking forward to the PS5 beta next week. I know that's a brag, but still, I'm looking forward to it. So,
Me too.
yeah.
Wow. Everyone's got a PS5 besides me.
No. Yeah, sure, everyone except for Flatus and Susan and a lot of people. A lot of people want one, Paul, still, so don't worry. There's a lot of people out there that are still fighting to get one. Literal
I'm not
fights to get one.
Yeah, literal fights. Worse than Black Friday. Oh no. I mean, like, I'm not like out there like constantly looking for a PS5. Like, I still got my PS4 that I still play on and kind of chill with. Also got a PC. So I'll get it eventually. Like, say if BioWare announce, oh, by the way, you can get a limited edition Dragon Age PS5, then I'd rather have that. Other than that, I think I'm more worried because my mum's a big PS5. Like, she loves her PS4 right now. She plays it constantly, and she does play Final Fantasy. She just hasn't had like the time to play it because work, pandemic. She's an essential worker, so she has to do all that. Luckily, they've all got their shots and like they've got their second one coming up soon.
Yeah, I should have mine soon-ish.
Yeah, there's just me and my sister, and it's like, oh yeah, no, the doctors say I'm nice and healthy and all that. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mine are like, how are you alive?
I get my second shot next Sunday.
Nice.
Congrats. Still haven't got my first. I'm gonna wait. I gotta wait for the. I wait every night in my little hermit hole. I just look at my phone. I'm like, oh, soon they'll text me. Soon.
Uh,
Nah,
or they'll
like
complain like they did for me that you've not gone to them, even though they're asking you to go 35 miles away when they know you can't drive.
yes,
When
yeah,
there's one a mile and a half away.
yeah. I don't know why they did that with you.
It's like there's one. But it's okay. This is weird, right? We've got so many little doctors and hospitals in my town. We've got like one in the middle of the town. We've got like 3 or 4 around me. You know, like not full like hospitals, but like little doctors.
Yeah.
Do you want to know
Like you-
where the UK, where my town's vaccination places?
Where?
In the rugby club.
Okay. Not in a hospital, not near a hospital. You know,
No,
in
it's
a
near the
rugby
this.
pitch.
It's on it's on the way out of town, past the main hospital, past all the GPs, in the rugby stadium.
In a rugby stadium. Jeez. Oh, well, I can't do sports. I'll just use it for now.
You can't do sports, so let's vaccinate people there. Makes sense. When I
mean, like,
found out that, I was like, but why? There's like 5 GPs right next to, not like, there's an instant one and there's some normal ones near me. Why the rugby football fields? Okay, Scarborough government.
I mean, like, mine is like down the road. Like my mum, nan, and
Is it
my
in a
dad.
snooker table area?
No, it's actually near a church. It's like a,
Oh.
I think it's like a Baptist church or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Use
Any-
churches. That's fine.
Anyway, we should really get back to Final Fantasy. I know it's a thing, but I remember when major, I guess spoilers, but it's been a while. It's been quite a few years. So if you're worried about this spoiler, you're worried about every spoiler that could exist ever in the history of ever. But I took a long break when Nanamo died in the storyline. I literally stopped playing. I was
Was
like,
that because
I'm
the
out.
Lalafell? Yeah, was that
Yeah.
just because of the Lalafell?
I'm out. I took a 3-month break until the next patch just to make, it was like, they're like, she's back. I'm like, well, fine, I'm back then. But no, I'm out.
Lalafell dies, all the Lalafells take a break, get their ice cream out, watch sad movies.
My friend had stopped playing like a month beforehand, and then they killed one of my favorite characters. I'm like, you know what? They take a break. I'm gonna take a break too. Bye, Square.
Man, if I did that with Moon Breeder, I just wouldn't be back. All my favorite characters.
Yeah, but she'll live a lot. She'll live in your heart.
Yeah, that's why I'm still here.
Uh, uh,
Yeah, which
but
one are we
anyway,
on?
we'll talk about raiding. Have you been doing raiding recently? Show you live?
I would have to say that I enjoy raiding more when I can find the party that is. I created 2 statics that unfortunately imploded after we beat the first floor of their respective tiers. It wasn't all bad though. I met my wife thanks to the first static I made.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful. Seriously, I'm very lucky. You're very lucky. But no, we know our study hasn't broken up, but we've definitely had some different issues this tier. A couple of issues? Would you say, Paul?
A couple of issues. I think
It's like
Comcast is the issue.
the gods are trying to smite us down every time we raid. Like from either people disconnecting randomly or people having lag issues to people not turning up because they're ill, which is fair enough. All this is health reasons, except for the internet. Well, internet health reasons.
Everyone, yeah, internet's my lifeline. If all the internet goes out, I go out. It's like, oh no,
It's
it
like
has,
it's like speed, but the reverse. Instead of like the bus can't go below 30 miles an hour, it's oh no, the internet can't go below 30 mbs. If it goes up to 30 mbs, the router will explode. Uh, but no, we've had that trouble rating this tier.
and
Look,
if you don't mind me asking, like, why do you like raiding so much? Like,
If I had to explain why I like raiding so much, it would have to be because it pushes my limits. Pushes me to challenge myself. Challenge my disability.
and what are those disabilities so everyone knows?
I have cerebral palsy, which has rendered me unable to walk, nonverbal, so I use text-to-speech and soundboards, and I can only able to use my right hand. In reality, though, I mainly only use my thumb and middle finger, although I do throw in my index finger sometimes. As such, I can't play 14 on controller. I play on keyboard, and pretty much just keyboard. My keybinds are a mess.
I mean, people have seen me raid. People have seen me craft. My keyboards are not exactly the best either. I mean, yeah. If anyone ever wants to, I'm thinking about making like a crafting stream in the future. And trust me, if you ever want to watch a caveman find fire for the first time, then those are the streams to watch because I cannot craft for the love of me. And I remember Avi from She Heals I Tank saying that she would just burst out crying from laughter watching my stream when I was trying to do some Beastman Tribe quests. When I spent like 40 minutes trying to do like 4 steps because I was just not pressing the right buttons or pressing the wrong buttons or just not pressing buttons at all. I'm so indecisive. I don't know. I know what I'm doing when I'm, playing an actual job, but when I go to a crafter, I like second guess every button I press. I'll look at the button and be like, okay, that one raises quality. That one does progress. Do I need quality? Do I need progress? Do I need progress? And I'm there for like hours, just confused.
Confused, lonely,
Yeah,
crying in
my
your pants.
key of violence. No.
See, like, you probably like all the crafters out there. They're probably like reeing like right now. They're like, oh, my crafter is a class. What you want about?
uh, well, teach me crafting, people out there. uh, then I can make money and buy one of those amazing new expensive mounts they're adding. I want that golden Namazupo, even though it's going to cost like 100 million gil.
Good luck with that. I think Joe would like to.
I started back on PS3, which didn't have full keyboard and mouse support, but you could map the controller to the keyboard. So I used the numpad as my controller. Luckily, I eventually upgraded to PS4, which has full support for keyboard and mouse. This opened up the use of the PC hotbars for me, giving me better and instant access to all my abilities. This was so beneficial that I even transitioned to PC as my main client.
That's
There you go.
pretty
Just
cool.
brought up your picture you sent us of what your hotbars and what your layout looks like. Which I mean, I look at this and I'm like, wow, that is like. I would say they're messy. I think they're really organized. Like mine is.
Yeah.
I just face on my keyboard and hope for the best.
If anyone saw me on WoW, this looks fine. Paul knows what I'm talking about. Paul knows what I'm
I mean,
talking about.
I mean, watching you trying to heal on a controller in WoW, that's something. That's something interesting.
Has everyone ever wanted a mix between healer and Prapper the Rapper? Because that's basically my healing style in WoW.
Damn, put you on a bard. Oh, it does look like a lot of buttons as well. It does look like a lot of buttons.
Yeah.
If you
That
use
rise.
like your thumb and your middle finger and sometimes your index finger, I'm like looking like I'm physically like looking at my keyboard. And I'm like are you the Flash with like your hands? I'm like, I can do that. Like, that's amazing. That's a skill.
I physically wouldn't be able to reach them because of my tiny hands.
Your tiny Lalafell hand.
Like, if I have my thumb on shift, the furthest I can reach is about 8. I have tiny hands. But no, I would with Final Fantasy getting new abilities with each expansion pack.
I think sure I want to finish because still
Okay,
had some.
go on. Sorry.
You're right, the game does have a lot of buttons to be pressed, but I'm a former bard and summoner main, so I'm used to it. Right now, I'm not too concerned with the addition of new skills, because of what the development team has done to alleviate button bloat.
Yeah. Sure. Now, first of all, playing a summoner, that's like a piano. Like if you play summoner now, you're like, oh yeah, time to play the piano. I'm like, And as a bard man, I respect it because bards have been getting shit on ever since this expansion went live.
No, you got buffs after being nerfed, and then you got the same stats again.
Chili, I know you can't see my face right now, but I'm just dead face right now.
But technically, you got buffs. Technically, even if those
Buff.
buffs were just the same stats you had beforehand, but still, they're buffs. Kind of. It's okay. Dragoons are getting buffed.
How does that help me when they took away piercing damage? Where's my piercing?
I used to miss 11.
You always
Like-
miss 11. I think in every episode, I would like to go across like these 5 years that we've been doing this. It's just gonna be like I miss 11. It's like gonna be in like nearly every episode.
By the way, I know it might take some time to respond, so we're going to chat a little bit. But Flatus has asked, was it easier to do than to remap the normal mouse and keyboard? It'd be interesting to know. Might take a little bit of time for response, but
What?
he asked. He asked about the controller hotbars. If it is easier to. Actually, I don't know what he means now that I've read
Yeah,
it.
even I'm confused. I'm like, is it easier to do?
That's
remap?
he's just remap right now. That is just a normal mouse and keyboard that he has remapped. Unless he means is it easier to remap the controller to a mouse and keyboard than map in the mouse and keyboard.
I think my brain's just like imploded of like trying to think.
Like,
It's
is
like,
it easier for you to? Is it? It's hard to. I think I got what he means. Maybe. Is it easier for you to map rather than changing a keyboard and mouse, the standard keyboard and mouse? Is it easier to change the controller's setting rather than what you like, rather than have the F keys? I think I'm getting this right. Yeah, because you got your keyboard setting, right? And you got your controller
Yeah.
setting. Was it easier to remap the controller on your keyboard rather than remapping the keyboard? Do you get what I mean?
I don't, but maybe he does.
It's a very confusing question that seems so simple, but it's also very confusing to describe.
The cranks in my brain are still going. It's not making any difference.
To a point, yes.
Okay, good. We've got somewhere. That will answer your question. We've used too much brain power. I have to save at least 10% of my brain for raid tonight, and 90% of it was used for that.
Okay. Right, what part are we on now? I'm scrolling now. I'm trying to use like part of my brain.
But yeah,
Brain too small, can't think.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Same.
See, you can replace me easily, and I can head off now. Goodbye, everyone. My planet needs me. Uh, but no, I was going to bring up the fact that with each one, there's been more bloat, but I feel like they've been a little bit better recently with removing some of it. So, um, yeah, cool.
Okay, maybe we've got a smart person in chat because they've just done another one.
Okay, Ozma. This is the old layout from the PS3 team times, right? So that's why it was easier to remap the controller to keyboard than trying to get a full function keyboard in.
Thank you.
There we go. Thank you, Ozmo.
Yes, we have someone with a big brain in chat.
I mean, I feel like I kind of got there, but my way was roundabouts.
The gears are still grinding in my head.
Well, we find out what grinds your gears.
Apparently, keyboard questions.
And you're the keyboard master. I'm the controller person. I don't know what these buttons do. But no, by the way, Ultimate will be level 90 next expansion, not level 80. I think that got announced.
Well, yeah, because it got delayed
Yeah.
a lot, and that's why a lot of the Ultimate Raiders are like, well, I'm just not going to play the game until the expansion comes out because they're not going to have anything to do because that's the hardcore Raider stance one. And I do understand that, like, you know, they've already completed the raid tier and they were expecting a new Ultima, I think, this patch.
Yes.
Like,
Well, it was supposed to be last patch, wasn't it? But they pushed it back to this patch. And then
then they made it even more until 6.0.
Yeah.
So I understand why they're upset because then they're like, oh, they're getting pumped for it. But then, to it just being delayed, I can see why they're just not gonna play. I understand that.
Yeah.
So, like, call it out on, like, have a go at Square Enix for it. I can see why it's justified from them, but I just think, like, what's the point? Just wait, I guess. As Yoshi P says, just go play another game for a bit, you know?
Or do what Yoshi P did and make a crafting stream.
Oh my god, watching him sip the wine and eat a cookie, I gave him the chill. Rockstar himself.
Little Lalafell's in that room.
I haven't a good cookie in a while, actually. Oh, now I'm hungry.
I've got 2 bounty bars. Well, I have 1 bounty bar, but,
Can you have bounty? Because technically coconut's a nut.
Coconut's not nut.
Is it not a nut? Then why is it called coconut?
No. Because it's got the same sort of qualities of a nut with the hard shell. There's no actual nutting. No, like, nut about coconut.
Okay. All right. Before we get obviously sideline from that because I just had the spirit about coconut.
Okay.
Okay, so are we on the little off topic part?
We got a little bit,
Sure.
a little off topic.
Okay.
This will go for anyone in the chat as well. You want to say, Paul?
But with the expansion, is there any job abilities you would love to see?
I can't really think of any job abilities, but there is one role ability I'd love to see again, Ultimatum. The AoE provoke for tanks.
I do miss that too. Like, that was really good for tanks. It just helped with the AoE, because then you have 2 provokes as well. If one fails, you can use the next one. I think is there any? I'd like to see Foe's Requiem come back as a bard. Give them more added utility, increase magic damage. I'd like to see that because so bards don't get played that much because Dancer is utilized more to increase one person's DPS, and then obviously they have. Man, I miss Bard. Why can't this make Bard great again?
It's okay. We'll buff it next expansion and nerf it, and then buff it to the same as it started at the expansion. You'll be okay. We're all getting semi-nerfed, aren't we, because of the stat squish? I mean, not nerfed, but, big numbers be smaller now.
Yeah.
So, when comparing averages, it'll be...
Don't compare this to dick size chili. God, so rude of you.
Of course.
If you ask me, Bowmage was the best iteration of Bard.
Yes, Bow Mage was. I loved Bow Mage in Hemsworth. And they got Gun Mage as well. Oh, those were the times. A cast bar. Ooh. I don't know why everyone hated it. So I was like, actually, this is a really cool integration.
I didn't mind it. I actually played Bard during that part in my raid team on Ultras. I didn't really raid much, but a little bit. So
Bowmage flowed so freaking well.
It did. It lined up with so many good cooldowns as well. Oh, I see. Now we're just going back to the glory days where the game was good, but the story was great. Then we had the little inkling, and then story was still great. But bring Bow Mage back, even though so many people are going to hate it.
I mean,
because they're like, oh no, now Machinist does better than us. Oh, now Dancer. Oh, why do they get to move and we don't? But Bow Mage.
Story was great. Cool. Estinian. Story was great. Estinian. It kind of balances out, in my opinion.
Don't worry, he gets to be a crucial role in this next upcoming story.
It's fine. For episode 130 of Moogle Go Round, I'll announce my retirement of Moogle Go Round. By the way, I don't know. I didn't even count. I don't know if that's when Endwalker. If we're around episode 130 and Endwalker comes out, and we haven't got an announcement date yet of Endwalker yet, please. This was just a guess on my book. There is no. I literally just threw a number out there.
Just covering your bases, yeah.
So please, there is no correlation between my guess and the actual release date of the game.
Bring Bow Mage back as a separate job so people can choose whether or not to have a caster mod or not. Hey, that would be pretty sick.
Okay.
That would be good.
Osmo said that what I'd like to see is an increase of the Dragoon GCD chain to give it a better fit for high skill speed builds and the lineup of OGCDs. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool because I always thought Dragoon were kind of fast. Not super fast like Ninja, but I always thought of them as like a speedy pokey job.
I would like, because obviously they don't like skill speed. They don't like it. They want to have the lowest skill speed possible. But why though? I would like to just go fast,
Yeah.
like how many
Rapid
times?
pokes.
Yeah. That's what I think of Dragoon.
Now, it's completely useless, but for me, even though it is completely useless in this game and has no real reason, there's one. Again, I'm bringing back 11. Monk had a skill that I used to love using because, um, unlike 14, every monster had like, weaknesses like to physical or certain physical like piercing, blunt, and so forth. But some were weak to magic only, and so they gave Monk an ability to turn all their normal attacks into magic attacks. It's the only job which could do both physical and magic damage. So I don't know. I'd love if we got magic fists.
Magic fists.
So we can do. I know it has there's no resistance, but I want magic fists.
Just becomes JoJo or something. Just
Oh
a
yeah,
bunch
or a real range attack on Monk because Monk had Chi Blast in 11 where you could do a range attack every so often.
yeah,
So yeah,
I think that's the only melee that doesn't have like a range attack.
yeah. Can we just
Just-
throw our like gloves at the enemy?
For gloves. Oh, I gotta get him again.
I challenge you to a duel, sir.
I don't know. It's weird. They're the only ones that don't have a throwing
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, that is. Why is that not a thing? Square Enix. Why?
Or fart in their general direction.
I mean, I always thought that's what one of our AoEs looked like to me. The animation with my Lalafell, I like bend my knees and like squat on the floor. So and then there's like a big cloud that comes out. So I always thought that's the AoE fart move.
Did you
That's
just
my
stand
canon.
up and do that like in real life because you got further away from the microphone?
Maybe I did. I know nobody could see me, but maybe I did. I don't know why. uh,
I mean, even if it was just like throwing a rock, I guess they could do. They just pick up a random rock and throw at them.
I feel like Square Enix's thing on what they'd say to me about this is you've got shoulder tackle, so technically you're throwing yourself at the boss. So
Okay, sure. You
but,
are
like, that
the
counts, right? I am the ranged attack. Tell that to E9S.
See, it's like
We are the ranged attack we made along the way.
yeah.
The monkey.
So where are we? What do we talk about next?
I think we're pretty much done for the show today. It's a little short one, but I did
Wait.
say I want to bring one thing up.
What thing could that be?
Well, we all know that Jeff is the producer of Moogle Go Around Radio. And obviously, Square Enix is a listener of ours. Because we've seen that there's 2 new minions coming out with patch 5.5, and one of them's a seagull.
Yes, finally.
So finally, Square is like, we like that chili guy. We're gonna make an emote for him, a minion. I mean, so thank you, Square Enix, for the new emote, a minion.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm just making sure that we didn't miss anything. I'm just because I'm bad at these things.
You're not the only one.
Well, you have things to say, yeah.
Nowadays, I find the game more accessible than 2.0, thanks to the fact that everyone can use the PC hotbars.
Oh yes,
That is also very good.
yeah. And I need to remember how to do that because I want them on my so I can see when other cooldowns are up. But I keep forgetting to do that because I'm really bad at video games.
Mm.
So, also I posted in the Twitch chat the picture of the. But will the minion be drunk? Well, look, I had to talk Square Enix just to add them in. Maybe in the future. I'm gonna guess though it comes from the Fate. Not Fate, but Fate. It's weird.
Not more blood fates.
Basically, Ishgard Restoration is having parties every 2 days for 24 hours. So there's going to be bonus fates every couple hours, and you get to get boxes and you get rewards.
Cool.
So,
Chili. Ask
Chili.
Queen Tina about the bars.
okay, we'll do. I shall ask you about the bars, Squintina. I was watching Squintina do some PvP recently. I actually jumped into I think I jumped in one of their games. They were doing Rival Wings. And I cheered them on. They had the Moogle mount. And I was like, yay, go you. And I'm so small, nobody noticed. It's great.
That's what you get for being an alpha. We're not gonna see you.
Uh,
Oh, apparently I spelled my password wrong.
I still like to go. The only thing I like to do in PvP, and because I'm weird, I don't like. See, I'm not a big PvP person. I feel bad when I beat people in PvP. But I always like front lines and riding up into battle on the bed mount. I just like the idea that I'm turning up with a magic bed, just laying on it and like not caring. It's like everyone's with their cool like dragon mounts and their magic tech and the giant demon mounts, and then there's me in my little bed. Hi, it's me. I'm the healer. But yeah, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. I was too busy looking at my hotbars. That wasn't it. Yeah, I saw that. I used some of that as a tip. Actually, I learned some of that myself because I also play in controller. So I learned about how to like because I'm a healer. I was trying to make it so that I could target people outside of my party easily. Because I've always found it frustrating targeting people that were outside of my own party. But thanks to watching you, I was able to learn how to target by changing filters and stuff. So thank you. You helped a lot. I mean, I still sucked, but I sucked because I'm bad more than the actual buttons frustrating me. I mean, I'm sleeping in bed. Like, natural bad breath. um. Anyway, Paul, have you got any shout outs and how can they contact you?
They can contact me on Twitter at Paul. It's Paul Miller One. He says in Drive Census. Yep, at Paul Miller One on the Twitters. And shout out to everyone. Like this entire community has been great. Also shout out to Showtime Live as well for being here and coming on and telling us about like what he does. It's great. Yeah. So yeah,
Seriously, thank you so much, Showroad Time Live, for joining us. Why can't I get names right? Show Rye Live. And it was the worst part is I was saying it to myself before the show even started. Show Rye Live. Have you? While I do some shouts, you want to do any shouts yourself?
I'd like to give a shout out to my wife, Fluffy, and my FC.
Aw,
Oh, that's lovely.
big shout out to them.
Big shout out to all of them. Thank you so much for joining us. I had a lot of fun, and hopefully you enjoyed it too, and hopefully everyone enjoyed it. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Oh, but you can contact me. I'm just because nobody cares about that. You can.
It was
find...
a pleasure.
Thank you. But yeah, you can contact me at blah 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 blah. You know all the stuff. I talk way too much on Twitter as it is, so it's fine. A big shout out to Show Rye Live. Yes. For joining us. I had a lot of fun, and hopefully we can have him on again in the future. We'll be a bit better next time. We're pretty bad this time, so I'm sorry about that.
It's very new for us, very new.
We're very bad at scripting things, so.
Maybe this is why I never became an actor. do.
You can find me on Twitter on It's Showtime. That's ITSSHOUTIME.
There you go.
There you go. I'll post it in the Twitch chat for everyone. No, I don't want to gift subs. I want to post it in Twitch chat. Twitch is like, you haven't spent money today, Chili. Spend money today. Do it. No. Anyway, big shout out to everyone that joined us as always. Thank you so much. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the Revival PvP team. They've renamed themselves and I've forgotten it again.
We're not giving names.
Oh, they're just called Revival. Sweet. So I got it right. I didn't forget. Yes. Haha. I know I should edit that out, but I'm not going to because I don't want to look like I remembered and didn't remember when I remembered. I love when my brain is smarter than me.
It's like our brain's like a whole new just being.
Anyway, thank you so much to everyone that joined us. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Go check out Show Right Live over on Twitch. Follow them on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at Moogle Go Around Radio. Follow us on Twitch at Moogle Go Around Radio. And also, I will be back to streaming Final Fantasy 14 soon. I promise. I know I did Oddworld recently, but it came out recently. I wanted to give it a try. And yes, I spent an hour and so just dying over and over again. But that's the fun of Oddworld, isn't it? No, it's a lot more violent than I remember. Anyway, I'm rambling. So next time we'll be back with the PvP Revival team. We've got a load of PvP players on. We've got 3 different guests. So that's going to be interesting. So until then, this has been Moogle Go Around episode 117. And I've been one of your hosts, Chili. And we got Paul.
See you later.
Bye.